May profits be upon you. I hope your trading week has been going well. It should be, because according to the weekly forecast that I put out, it's the general direction that I had pointed out for most of these markets. Price seems to be going in that direction. We're going to go through every last one of those markets that I covered in that hour plus long video I put out, but we're not going to do it's not going to be an hour. All right, I want to spend a minute or two on each one and just jump on down the line. We should be done in about 10 minutes, 10 to 15 minutes tops. All right, probably a lot less. Anyway, we'll see. Anyway, we're going to start with the Dixie. All right, the US dollar index. All right, you're going to hear a bunch of things repeated a number of times. Like, what did I tell you? All right, I told you that in the weekly forecast, I mentioned that price was heading up. This is the Friday candle right here, the white one, right? And I said the price was heading up. We're in the extreme of this demand zone here. I mean, this supply zone. I'm sorry. All right, and I'm expecting price to react to it. All right. But I also mentioned that there were relative equal highs up here. And that would be a draw on price. Okay. So, and I am bullish in this market. I believe that, like I mentioned, that price would be going up. There is a trend line that price seems to have found its way to, but has respected along the way. So we are trading above the major breakout of 2017. I showed you that. Just go back. I'll leave a link in the description of this video so that you can check out that weekly forecast that I put out 3 days ago, and get updated. So where are we at now? What I said was price would hit here, pull back, and that was the key. The key word is pull back. That for all of these markets, I said price is probably going to pull back this week. All right, and this will give us opportunities to get in for buys and sells. All right, so I said it was going to be a pullback, and price will get drawn to the relative equal highs and come and sweep these highs, quite possibly. I like to say quite possibly up into this fair value gap up here. All right, around 108. And what do we have so far? I took you to the 4-hour. Took you to the 4-hour here, and you see how price reacted to the supply zone, hit that supply zone beautifully. The supply zone held and gave us the reaction to the trend line, just like I pointed out. I said, wait for price to hit this trend line. I even drew out this dotted line right at this level. Told you what the level was, 104.551. All right, I told you what this level was. All right, right around 104.4, 104.6, right? I pointed out, price made this high here. I had trouble getting past that high, dibble-dabbled around it, and finally broke through. We came back, tapped it, pushed down, pulled up. That was your opportunity to look on the other pairs: Pound USD, Euro USD, Aussie USD, NZDUSD, USDCAD, USDJPY. And did I say NZDUSD? Forgive me if I didn't. All right, that's your time to take bullish or bearish positions in those markets. But so far, this is going according to plan. All right, I'm looking for price. We have a daily close. Well, that's a 4-hour close, but that's a pretty good indication. But let's see if we go back to the daily. All right, I'm looking for a daily closure above here. All right, we're at the midpoint right now. All right, we pushed up, pulled back. Here we are. We could very easily find our way down here. So the low of this range for the week is here at this same level, 104,600, right around 104,600, 104,500. All right. You get a daily body break and close, a daily candle body break and close below these lows. That'll expose this level here, the one I had circled last week. All right. At the major breakout level of 2017. Price could, if we get that candle body break and close down here, you're going to see price probably hit down here. And then maybe we might get a pullback. But right now, I'm thinking the pullback is coming from here up. Okay. All right. I'm not going to spend as long on the following ones. All right. So we go to the EURUSD. EURUSD. Okay. I spent 8 minutes on Dixie on that doggone video. I'm not doing that today. All right. So what did I point out? That we were heading down to the extreme of this demand zone down here. It's a 4-hour demand zone. All right, but we're at the extreme of a daily, and it's clear that this level 1.0480, all right, is a pretty strong level, because from here we broke structure here. We broke the high to make a higher high. We mitigated this this weekly supply, came down below this major breakout level. I showed you that last week. Touched here, touch. All right. This is a pretty strong and active level, right? Key level. All right. So once we got below it and we tried, price tried to fight to get back above, couldn't do it, headed down. I said we was going to head towards this week low. I showed you, I believe I went to the 4-hour and showed you that this week low, this was last week. I said this week low was going to get taken. All right, I might have been longer than last week, but I said that when it was up here, I said we're probably going to get respected at this supply. We did, yeah, I remember. Yeah, that was 2 weeks ago, 2 forecasts ago. Said we're going to get respected at this this high. Take your short from here. Came back, gave another chance to get into that short, and then came down to that week low. Took the week low, and we're heading down to this major breakout level down here. All right. And I believe, like I said in the video, we're heading down to 1.0480. This is where we're going. Okay. So looks like we have a little momentum to the downside here. Doesn't mean we won't react to this. Doesn't mean we won't react and maybe continue higher, but I don't see that because the US dollar is stronger than the euro right now. I believe this low was going to get taken. It's a weak low because it didn't make a new high. So let's see how it goes. All right. Euro pound. I had this, I was generally bullish on this one because it's, you see the trend line, it's a weekly trend line that is being respected. If we go to the weekly, you can see how well it is respecting that weekly line. No closes below that low. I mean, below this support. It's diagonal support. All right, all the way up. All right, and then we have this beautiful rally from here. All right, and this is a demand zone. If we go back to the daily, we can see that it's a demand zone that was tested, well mitigated, and then we finally broke structure to the upside. And then again, breaking structure to the upside. All right, this is the range, the bottom to the top. All right, we are in the discount of this range. You need that explanation, you got to check out my videos. All right, check out my videos for premium price and discount price above the 50% of a trading range. This is the trading range right here, top to bottom. We are in the discount, and this is where you want to take your longs. The premiums where you want to take the shorts. All right, let me make this quick. So we are dancing at demand, and what do I think? Where are we going with this? There's a big old fair value gap down here. All right, and that is definitely going to be a draw on price, and we are heading you know, we have a possible wedge situation hitting turning out here. All right, and that forces price to make a choice whether it's going to pop up or pop down. All right, and uh, you have to be cognizant of who's stronger, euro or the pound. Who is stronger? All right. Obviously, it's the euro. Euro's been stronger, been outperforming the pound. That's how we got up here in an uptrend. All right. But we are pulling back. We are pulling back. And this is your Friday candle here, right? This is Monday. I just circled the wrong candle. All right. This was the Friday rally into this fair value gap here. And we have a bearish engulfer to answer for it this week. And I believe we are heading down, like I said in the video, and quite possibly we're going to find support at this well-respected trend line area. All right. This is, you don't base your trades or entries off of trend lines. Okay. That's not something I would recommend you do. All right. But what I could see is using a trend line in confluence with other factors like demand zones, supply zones, you understand, or key levels of support and key levels of support and resistance. Yeah, key levels, I said. All right. So as price is coming down here, I'm looking at this low. I'm looking at this low, and this low this is a strong low because it made a new high, breaking structure to do so. All right. So I believe it may be tested. Okay. And we may get a wick down and then up. So let's keep an eye on this, because this is developing. This is developing. And the other view of the euro pound is the fact that it is a equidistant descending channel. All right. And you see how we're bouncing off this off the bottom, you know, the support line of this channel. So until we get a break above that, all right, that would tell us that prices turn bullish, and we wait for the pullback to the demand zone that caused this push. All right. And it could be creating that demand zone now. We don't know. We don't know just yet. All right. We might get another pullback, and it respects this high, and it continues down to this trend line. That's what I'm looking at. So be careful with this one, because we're at a place that price could go either way inside of this demand zone, and it's making these lows, taking out the previous lows, and we took out another low here. So I'm waiting for this rally, and I believe we may get a very nice opportunity to take a long position here. All right, as price pulls back and then pops to the top of this channel. All right, we'll see, because ultimately, if it comes all the way down to this line, we still haven't broken the uptrend. That's the biggest deal of this. So it bears watching. All right, and I want you to review the video previous to this one. Okay, spend too much time on that. Pound USD, pound USD. All right, I want you to go in, take a good look at this. All right, what did I say? What did I say? All right, this was the Friday candle, right? And it appears to be going down, right? But I said, this is the time for pullbacks. All right, I do believe this market is bearish. Yes, I do. But I said, watch out for the pullback. All right. I think that's going to give us an opportunity to take a good short. Now, what did I point out to? What did I point to? This trend line and this supply zone. And we can see this a little more clearly on the 4-hour. All right. And you can see there's a supply zone up here. Price was heading up that way. This is, let me see, Friday, and then Sunday came. All right. We didn't quite touch the doggone demand zone down here. All right. But what we did touch was this this demand zone. All right, because this is actually, oh, come on, man, because this is actually a supply chain. Starts here, respects it here, forms another demand zone here that actually breaks some market structure there, right? Comes back down, holds price, and then price rallies from it. All right. But this was all part of the pullback. And I pointed out this line, I pointed out this supply zone. This was your opportunity to take this short. And I believe this short takes these lows out. Why? Because it's relative equal lows. Come on, man. Will you stop that? Relative equal lows here. Plus, this is a weak low. A weak low. All right. Yeah, it broke some internal market structure here, but it didn't make a new high. You understand? This is your trading range leg. All right. This is the one. This was the last one. This was the pullback. This is a complex pullback, right? And then we broke that low. This becomes our trading range. Price pulls back up into premium price, comes back down, pulls back up. I believe we take these lows out. Both of these, they're relative equal lows. And, you know, we're respecting the trend line down. That's all that's it. All right. That's why I had this eye here watching it. Okay. So, let's move on. Come on, man. All right. Let's move on. Oh, we got to move a little faster. I'm sorry, y'all. I didn't mean to take up all your time. All right. This one, pound Swiss, the pound is outperforming the Swiss. All right. I did mention in the video that, you know, for pullbacks in general, right? And this was where we were Thursday and Friday. Thursday, Friday, right? And I said, look for pullbacks. All right. We finally got a little what do you call it? A daily break and close above that high. Okay, after a double bottom. All right. Price was going to go up. We have the trend line here. You know, it seems that price was gravitating to that high. Now, look, I said this is a weak low, and I believe this low will be taken. Failure to make new highs, failure, and another fail. This is your opportunity to look for a short here, in my opinion, down to this low. That's it. Simple. Pound yen. What did I say about pound yen? This one I really liked because I wanted to see price go up in this fair value gap. Where were we Friday? This is Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. This was Friday here. This candle right here. After it broke these highs, I've been talking about it for two or 3 weeks. All right, look at my previous 2 or 3 videos for the weekly forecast. And once we had this break and close, I said, once we get a candle body break and close on a daily basis, a daily close above this, price is going to go higher. What happens? Price goes up, pulls back to the demand zone, rallies, boom, up to what? The trend line. You see that pin bar it forms? You think price is coming back down here? Do you think price is coming back down here? Y'all are saying, we're asking you. Well, I'm going to tell you something. This is the trading range, the swing high to the swing low. All right. Price comes all the way down here. Boom, boom, boom. All right. And then finally reverses. Okay. What did we come to? We came to premium price. This is where I want to take my short. This is where I want to take my short, people. Where did this thing decide to turn around? Let me get to, there you go. All right. Where did price turn around? Where? Right here. Right there. At this supply. All right. And where did it close? Closes below the trend line. It opened, never closed above this trend line. The trend line held. You understand? And it closed below it, the candle body break and close below that trend line. I'm very interested to see what the next candle does, if we're going to see that follow through. I suspect that we may, and that price will come back down. And I have two areas that I'm waiting for price to hit. Right around here. All right, right at the breakout area, because this is a demand zone. Okay. And we have a chain right there. All right. So if price does make its way down here, I'm thinking that price may be held here. Chop right up there. All right. If we get a close below the range of this bullish leg, we get a close below 16120. All right, if we get a close below 16120, I believe that we're coming down to 160. All right, this area right here to this demand zone. All right, at one, call it 159.63, but I'm calling it 160 because I like those whole numbers. All right, they're magical. All right, we're going to US dollar JPY. I love this one because of the clean price action. And whatever I've been telling you that prices, the way price came down like a stair step is the way it's going to probably go up. All right. And these areas, these key levels where price has been used as support, breaks through, resistance. These key levels are going to be active over on the other side as price rallies. All right. And what did I mention on Friday? This was the Friday candle. I said, once we get a candle body break and close above these highs, we're going up. Well, Friday, we finally get that rally on Friday. All right. And price has been sideways since. But what did I tell you? Once we get above here and get a daily break and close above here, we're going up here next. 137.78. All right. You see all the activity up here as support, and then we break through, and then it's resistance. This is where we're going. All right. We may get a pullback. I'm looking for that pullback. And that's what I was talking about in the video. I'm looking for that pullback, and then continuation to the upside. We don't get the pullback. But there's a fair value gap down here, and there is a good reason, a good draw for price to come on down. So hopefully it gives us an opportunity before it takes off. All right. The US dollar CAD is next. I love this one. Why? Because I gave you this big one 2 weeks ago. All right. Actually, I think I gave it to 3 weeks ago. And price has been respecting that line, finally breaks above it, comes back to retest the same exact line where this diagonal line of resistance turns into diagonal support. And there's a major breakout level at 1.3300 all the way over to the left. You can see all the activity at this line as support and resistance, and then support and all that good stuff, right? I love making a note of these key levels because they work well when I have to use supply and demand zones. It works well when I can use them as confluence, but I never take a trade based on a trend line, because this is where stop losses are, and this is the draw for market makers to come and take people out of their trades. All right. Somebody took trades here, took shorts here, right? Took that short, the market makers brought price back around, and some people were saying, well, I'll get another short in here or whatever. I'll get my short in. And then they take them all out. This is no doubt going to come up to this level. Why? Because this is where those stop losses are, to take them out, to sweep the liquidity. That's it. That's all it is. All right. And that's what I was talking about last week. All right. If we go to the 4 hour, you can see this very clearly. You see this, I pointed out this key level coming all the way through here. I was looking for a daily candle body break and close. These green lines I left there on purpose because these are the lines of support, right? And price rallied from these lines, okay? And what did I talk about? I said price is going to pull back, man. Look for that pullback into this area. That's why I left that line there. That's why I left this line there. I said this area is where price is going to come back to. Price came right back down here. This is where you're supposed to take your entry. You understand? I'm trying to help you. If you can't get it from my help, man, I don't know what that tell you. All right. Should have got in here. Should have got this. You should have been on this train, because this train is on its way. You understand? This train is on its way. If you're not in a buy right now, it's dangerous to take your buy here, because we're coming up to the highs here. All right. When price breaks market structure, it usually pulls back. You understand? Because there's liquidity up there. Liquidity. All right. Once it takes liquidity, it goes in the other way. Look, hunting for the opposite side of liquidity. You'll see what I mean. All right. Price ain't just gonna, just go straight up like a rocket. All right. It's gonna pull back and give you an opportunity to get in. Aussie USD. I talked about. I love this one. Why? Because it gave you very nice head and shoulders. I gave you the measured move here, where we should expect price to go to. All right. This is the measured move. This is us, and I talked about this last week. And what is it doing? It's already halfway down. It's already halfway down. All right, it's already halfway down. I said we was going to probably make it down into this fair value gap. Sorry, into this fair value gap, and maybe mitigate this demand zone down here. All right, I said I'm looking at these lows here to be taken. This one may hold. This one may hold. All right. We may get a pullback here. All right. But we'll see how it goes. We'll see how it goes. But right now, if you're not in the short, don't jump in now. Don't do it. All right. It's too late to take your short. Your short should have been in. You should have got your short in up here. When we pull back here. All right. And when price pulled back here was your last shot. All right, because it came right back up. All right. Once it breaks past the neckline, I would be looking for that neckline pullback. All right. If it doesn't come up that high, it just doesn't come up that high and you missed it. Okay. But you got to wait for your price. Don't go chasing price. Let price come to you. That's when you take your short. All right. So, and those in profit, I want to hear from you in the comment section, okay? On any of these trades, if you're in profit from any of these trades, if you found a benefit, let me know. I'd like to hear from you. All right. What did I talk about in NZDUSD? I said we have a trend line that seems to be well respected. All right. We had a lovely V shape here. It looks like it was a pretty nice discovery. Recovery. All right. You can see how price kind of gave us that inverted head and shoulders look. All right. But this trend line and the fact that this was a weekly and daily supply zone that was mitigated once, mitigated twice, mitigated thrice. All right. You're thinking, a lot of people is going to take this as a short. All right. And with the confluence of the trend line, that was a pretty nice short to take because we broke market structure to the downside. Look at this dotted line here. You see all this activity going on down here. Once we break below it, we retest, we break above, we retest, we break below it again, we retest, come back up. Same thing. Hey, you got to say there's something going on with that level, right? At 6,200. You gotta, now we have a candle body break and close, a demand, a daily break and close below that low. What are you thinking? What should you be thinking? Yeah, we're going down. Probably going to go further down. All right. And I think these lows are going to be targeted. All right. We have a demand zone down here. And because we've broken this low, I think that exposes this demand zone. So price is moving a little bit sideways right now. All right. I haven't gotten the pullback that the high of the pullback just yet, because I'm looking, that's why I got that eye there. I'm thinking that price may come back in because this is a flip zone, demand to supply flip. All right, and I'm looking at price coming up here, and this will be a high probability trade to the downside, in my opinion. So we'll see what happens. All right, it's going sideways right now. So I'm looking for price to pull back. If it doesn't pull back just this high, I'm not taking this trade. All right, it's not as high probability as I would like. It's not my kind of setup, but it might be fine for some. But these highs here look like a draw of liquidity. It looks like some inducement to come up here and then set up for the short. Let's go to gold. This one was really easy to call. All right, I said that price would pull back up 2 weeks ago. All right, look for price pull back up after this bearish move from this mitigation. The weekly to you see this demand zone here. I said this is a daily demand zone. Weekly demand zones are stronger than daily demand zones. The higher time frames rule over the lower time frames. All right, we got that pullback. Didn't come as high as I would have liked it to come. All right, you know that's fine. You know, I missed my my entry here. I'm not taking it here. I wait for my price. That's it. I don't chase. If you chase, you can get run over. All right. So but price did fall and fall pretty nicely. All right. And that's why that red arrow is there. All right. And I said price would probably come down to 1800, off by about 5 pips. All right. Can I get a little credit? Can I get a little credit? I was just off about 5 pips. You're gonna kill me for that? All right. I got my eye down here, doggone it. All right. Price did come down. All right. And we are pulling up. If price starts to break structure to the upside, all right. If you see a 4-hour change of character, and I think we already got that, look for price to pull back. Look for price to respond to this 1800 this 1800 area. This is a zone, folks. It's not just a line. It's not just a one price. All right. You see how we have this change of character here? All right. Once price, let me stretch this out so you can see it. Once price starts to make these lows, pulls up, makes a new low, and then breaks the high, this is where you look for the pullback into this demand zone. All right. And you look for that demand zone to hold. This will be a nice trade to the upside, in my opinion. How far is it going to go? Yeah. That's a harder one because this is a counter trend trade, and I don't swing for fences on counter trend trades. All right. So I'm looking for price to find some support, but I look for a short-term pullback. And I'm looking for that short-term pullback to come right up to this area, right? Oh, come on. Why would you do that in front of company? All right. Right up here. Because this looks like a potential supply to a demand to supply flip zone. You see how it responds, comes down, finally get a break below it. If we pull up above these highs and mitigate here, we may have a very nice trade to the downside. Be careful here because there is a fair value gap up here. And that line that never got tapped, never got tested, that low that I was looking for earlier, that might get tested. We may get a sweep of this high here at 189 or 1891.13. We might get a sweep of liquidity and then come down. So be very careful. I was looking for a bullish move from down here. All right. So this might be your opportunity. All right. I just gave you a bunch of details on that one. I'm sorry, taking up your time. All right. So on the daily basis, all right, on silver, all right, I said silver was weaker than gold. I'm sorry, especially against the US dollar. All right. And where were we Friday? This is Wednesday, Thursday, Friday's candle. Look how much momentum came. But I pointed out we were in a demand zone, all right, that could possibly hold, all right. But what I saw was relative equal lows Come on with this. Why embarrass me? One here. And on Friday's candle here. I said price is probably going to take these lows out, and I talked about these lows in that video, and this is what this X is for. Yeah, it did come back and take out 2 of the 3 lows here. There's a fair value gap to fill here. I'm thinking price may pull back and come back for that fair value gap. That's my feeling on it. But I did mention about talked about the fair value gap, and I mean the lows being taken, and that this demand zone would probably fold with a break and close, but we have not gotten a break and close below that low yet. All right, below this low, we haven't gotten a break and close, a daily break and close. If we get that daily break and close, if we get a candle to break this low of this bullish candle, all right, a daily close below that low, then we're coming down here. Yeah, we're coming down to this little red line. Okay, got it? All right, and specs. You see how I pointed out this demand zone, this trend line. All right, I said there are demand zones below here that I'm thinking price may come and see. All right, and I also pointed out this is Friday's candle. Friday's candle closed in a way where it wicked past this low, all right, right at the trend line. Rejected, came up, and I was thinking that we were going to get more of a pullback, more of a flagging, but that didn't happen. All right, it pulled back up just high enough to break the high of Friday. All right, and take that liquidity, and then we're coming down. We're still within Friday's candle range. All right, and look how today ended. Look at that close right at the trend line. I can't draw straight with this. Right at the trend line. That candle body breaking close. All right. Let's see what the next candle, if tomorrow's candle gives us something beyond this, because if I believe if we get a candle body breaking close, and I'm pretty sure, I'm kind of sure that we are. This trend line may or may not hold, but I believe this demand zone will get filled. All right, I believe this is inducement for this demand zone to be mitigated, and we'll see specs have a little bit of a bounce back. We may see it give us a bear flag into this fair value gap, all right, above these highs to gain sweep liquidity. Does that make sense, folks? I hope it does. And the last one was gold, was oil. And with oil, this one, I told you to be careful with oil. To trade this one with some care. All right. What I wanted to point out is I talked about this. This arrow was drawn, a couple of weeks back, and I pointed at these lows, and I said price is going to continue lower, and it did. All right, let me see how many days back that was. Yeah, this was last Friday's. Not last Friday's, the prior Friday. All right, price was here. It closed here, and I gave this as the forecast. I said price is probably going to come on there, come all the way down here. All right, because there is a trend line. You see this blue line, right? All the way up. There's a trend line here. All right, and seems to be respecting that trend line. Last Friday, I thought I had it coming down to this trend line. I belabored the point that I thought this was a great area to take a buy, right? But I was waiting for the price to come and touch our trend line. All right, it's in the demand zone, and you could have took your as soon as it came in this demand zone, you could have took your buy there and put your stop loss below here if you were a longer term trader. All right, but you can see on the 4-hour, it gave, like, I went through this whole scenario where it made the low, pushed up, gave us a change of character. Once broke that line, came back, retested the demand zone for a return to impulse move. and you would have caught that impulsive move up. And we are on our way. I don't think this is coming back down here right now. I don't see it coming down here, but we are above here, and I like this line all the way over. All right, I like this line all the way over. So I am looking at that area all the way over here. You understand? I think we broke a market structure to the upside. We'll come back to retest it. We're going to see if this little zone here holds. And if it does, this may be a great area to take a long position. All right. But no guarantees. I'm not taking it because the area I wanted was down here, and I'm going to wait for my price. This is a continuation trade, and those can be, very aggressive. And I don't want to be that aggressive with oil. I don't have to be. I'll just wait for my price. If it doesn't come down here, I just miss it. That's it. I'm not going to fret about it. This for those that took it last week, that jumped on this when it came down and pushed, saw that it had broke. It was a change of character and a return to impulse, and it moved up and just held. Well, bully for you. All right. If it comes back down here, and I still think that there's a chance that it may, I'm looking for price to give me that move just like that. All right, breaks that high, pulls back, and we take this demand zone here. And once it comes into contact with it, I'll take that. But taking it up from up here is a little aggressive for me. And you can enjoy it if you like. All right, that's it. That's all I got. All right, I'll save the stocks for another day. All right, buy the dips, folks. Buy the dips. Okay, and right now, just to put that out there, they're ready for a dip buy, in my opinion. Okay, so and don't put all your eggs in this one buy. I'm just saying, put a little something, and if it goes lower, you add a little bit more. But you're thinking buys all together, all three of them buys. Don't if you want to take shorts, you can, but they're going to go up somewhere after the second quarter, no later than the third. All right. I'll see you in the next video. Thank you for hanging this long. It's supposed to be 10 to 15 minutes. I don't know what happened. Anyway, I'll talk to you later. Thanks again. May profits be upon you.